and welcome to Little Learners. In today's video I'm going to be talking to you about keeping your classroom clean, and I don't just mean tidy, I mean hygienic. Now when you teach in an early years setting it can be very difficult to keep a clean classroom. There is a lot going on, there are a lot of bodily fluids happening, and so it can get very germy. Now there are many different opportunities for germs to spread in the classroom, and I have a few different techniques that I use to battle some of those. One of the first things is toys or resources in the classroom, things that are used a lot by little hands that are sneezed on, coughed on, possibly not washed well enough after going to the toilet. You get the idea. So for example, if you have plastic toys like Lego, these can be easily washed either by putting them in the dishwasher. Double check that they can go in the dishwasher first, don't just take my word for it on all toys, but I've certainly put Duplo in the dishwasher before, and also by getting the children to wash them. No, this is not child labour, this is a wonderful learning experience for them and also a way to give them some responsibility. So if you have a water tray in or outside of your classroom, you can fill it with warm water, put soap in there that is appropriate for little sensitive hands, and ask the children to wash the toys. This gives them responsibility over the resources and items in their classroom. It also is a wonderful opportunity for them to communicate with each other and to develop lots of lovely language, and also all of your toys are cleaned. When I've done this before, the children have jumped at the chance. They all want to be the ones to do the washing up. A lot of them end up turning it into part of their play, so they'll start doing some role play as if they are washing dishes or they are washing clothes and putting them on a washing line or something like that. So it's really a wonderful time for them to develop language and imagination and get your toys clean. When it comes to hands in general, I mentioned in my germ video, which you can watch by clicking the card above or waiting until the end of this video and clicking the link in the description box below, that antibacterial hand wash is wonderful. Many classrooms will have an antibacterial hand wash on their wall in the classroom. Of course, the most ideal thing is for children to actually wash their hands with soap, and of course you're going to encourage this, but sometimes antibacterial hand wash can be a really good option. So for example, if a child sneezes or coughs into their hand, just being able to get up and use the antibacterial hand wash is a really effective way of combating those germs. It also means that you don't have to send children to the toilet every single time they sneeze. Another thing that is really important when trying to keep your class clean is to report any deep cleaning needs as soon as possible. So for example, if a child throws up on the carpet in your classroom, you need to go and report that to whoever takes care of that in your school. So that may be a caretaker or a cleaner, and depending on the carpet or the place they have thrown up on, there may be some quick solutions to it. So for example, in my last classroom, we had carpet that was actually made up of carpet floor tiles. So the whole tile could be removed, cleaned or replaced. I also think it's great to keep some antibacterial wipes in your desk drawer. Now of course we want to help the environment and so we don't want to be using too many of them. However, they are great for if you see a child sneeze on a table, you see all of the droplets on top of the table and you just want to get rid of that quick. They are very effective. So I would highly recommend keeping a packet of those in your classroom if your school allows you to do so. Of course, many schools have very strict rules on what cleaning supplies can be used, so you may want to just check before you get anything. My next tip would be to set boundaries. Set clear expectations of how you expect your classroom to be treated. It is their classroom as well, and so they should want to look after it. If they don't, there needs to be clear consequences. So for example, if you have rolling fruit and milk and the children are eating and then just tossing the rest of their apple onto the floor, or pieces of orange are getting smushed into the floor, then those children need to clean it up. And it may be then that you can't have rolling fruit and milk for a while, and those children have to ask permission to get fruit and milk and have to sit and eat it before they can go off and do something else. Of course, you'll know what's most appropriate for your classroom. Now, my last tip for keeping your classroom nice and clean is to teach the children about cleanliness. Now, as I've mentioned, I've made a whole video about this. In that video, I give you an example of how I start a lesson about hygiene and cleanliness. It's very fun, it involves glitter, and it really starts that conversation with the children about how we take care of ourselves and how we keep our hands especially clean and stop germs from spreading. It is always very effective. So children as young as 4 are perfectly capable of learning about the importance of washing hands and keeping things clean, and then continuing to follow that through for the rest of the year. So I hope these tips on classroom cleanliness have been helpful. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up as it really helps out the channel, and do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so that you can join the Little Learners family. If you never want to miss a video, then you also better click that bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.